What's going on, y'all? It's your boy OPZ back with another album tier list. I heard that Denzel Curry dropped an album, and to be completely honest, I've never really I've heard a few Denzel Curry songs, and I always kind of liked them, but I never really went out of my way to listen to them. I never really actually sat down and listened to them. So I'm gonna give him a try with this album. I haven't heard any of it, so we're just gonna go in and raw dog it. Let's get it. All right, so this album starts off with the intro. I personally, in my personal opinion, intros aren't or intro outros that are like specifically that. They add to an album, but they're not going on my playlist ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing against an intro and outro. It's just kind of like, where's its spot on my playlist type of thing. Let me try and find it. Intro. It's going in A tier. I liked it. It set a tone for the album, but it's not on my playlist. But I didn't. There was nothing about it I didn't like. It was fine. All right. So the first real song on this album is Ultra Chicks. Um, I really enjoyed it. I don't think I'd change anything about it, to be honest. I felt like it was definitely something different than what I've heard or what I thought I was gonna be going into. I don't really know what I expected, but wow, like that really impressed me. It gave me a lot of Suicide Boy vibe, or I guess I think that's Suicide Boys, but the feature on it, K Niata or whatever. Oh my goodness, what a banger! Like that's going in S tier for me. That's on my playlist. Like that is a gym song, a drifting song, or whatever you need it to be. Get to it type of song. Like I really enjoyed that one a lot. I have nothing bad to say about that song. All right, so next up we've got Set It. I've never heard of Maxo. What's his name? Maxo Cream. I mean, never heard of him. Absolutely banged. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I I don't know if it's S tier. I really don't. It was a little repetitive for me to put in S tier, but it definitely goes in A tier. Like I'd listen to that again for sure. And like depending on the vibe, like if I'm really trying to get after a pump or something like that, like that's a good song right there. But if I'm like driving, chilling, like I might not put that one on. But definitely a good song. Like I'm thoroughly impressed right now by this album so far. Okay, so next up we've got Hot One. Um Personally, I'm not gonna lie. Denzel and Tia, the two, or there was two features. There was Tia and then there was ASAP Ferg. She and Denzel killed this thing. Ferg kind of got left in the dust, in my opinion. I mess with Ferg. He tried to speed it up and everything at the end, like after the first kind of bit of his verse. The first bit was garbage, in my opinion. The After that, once he started speeding it up, it was okay, but he was still like not with it. I don't know. That just he kind of just flopped, in my opinion. I don't know. That's just me though. The other two were good, so that's going A tier for sure. I mean, Denzel killed it. Tia killed it. I really like their verses. I just for some reason there just wasn't any sort of connection for me and Ferg there. There was zero connection. I dropped that ball. That ball wasn't even near me, actually. I didn't even see that ball coming. So, I don't know. But that's going A tier for me. Hot One's a good song. All right. So next up, we got Act a Fool. Wasn't my favorite. I'm not going to lie. It was good. It was good. I might have to put that one in mid, man. I might have to put that one in B. It just wasn't as good as these. I'm not going to lie. Like, were the features on this song better than Hot One? Oh yeah, but or not better than Hot One. They were better than Ferg on Hot One, but Tia is almost better than both of these guys combined. So it's going in B for me, man. It's going mid. Like I want to put it higher. I do. Curry kind of slapped, but the I wasn't feeling the chorus, man. Like just all right, whoa, whoa, like I don't know. There was just it wasn't speaking to me like these other ones were. I hope that's the only one that's mid though. I really do. And like I said, it's not a flop. The album, there's nothing flopping about this album. Okay, we had one not the best song. One not the best song. Other than that, I mean, this one's S tier. This is S tier music right here. I'm putting that on the playlist. That's going on the personal playlist. All that. That's heat right there. That is heat. Mexican OT killed it. Denzel killed it. The beat was crazy. The flows were insane, immaculate. Um um um. It, it, like that's the top of the game right now. I don't know who's out rapping that. I really don't. Could you name a rapper that's out rapping Black Flag Freestyle? Or can you right now? I don't think so. I really don't. All right, so next up we've got an interlude, head crack interlude. It's A or B. I mean, it's an interlude. It's really not. I feel like it's just gonna go in A over here with intro. Um, it wasn't bad. It's part of the album. It helps with the message and the artism. That's not a word, but yeah, I mean, it's. I wouldn't put that on the playlist. Like, I wouldn't sit here and go search up this album to hear the interlude. But I mean, I'm not gonna skip it. It wasn't bad enough to skip, so it's going in A. All right, so next up we've got G's Up. I did like it. I just felt like it got a little repetitive in my opinion. I like the verses a lot, man. I like the verses a lot. It's just the chorus wasn't talking. The chorus, like it was talking. The chorus was fire. It just, I don't know. It was too simple, I guess. Maybe too not enough going on. A lot of just the same repetitiveness. The beat was crazy. The verses were crazy. I mean, and I'm not saying it's a bad song by any means. It's probably a lot of people's favorites. I just personally, in my opinion, am not the biggest fan of that. Like, just very very repetitive chorus. I mean, I can be. I very much can be. It just has to have some substance to it. I mean, if you go back and watch some of my other reviews, super repetitive songs just get to me a little bit. So I wouldn't even say it's that repetitive either. I would just say it's just crossing that threshold for me. So I'm gonna put it in A for that, but it had potential to be an S for sure. All right, so next up we've got another interlude. I'm not gonna hold you. I felt like I've heard this before, but wow, I was no 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 no. I was like, whoa. Uh that could go in S tier. Like, I would put that on my playlist. I'm putting it in S tier. It's my opinion. It's my tier list. That is a banger. Like, I don't know if that's somebody else's song, but I need to find the original. If you know the original to that, or what I'm thinking of, if you know what I'm talking about, send that over in the comments, please. So Sked is next up. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really, really loved it. I really loved it. The chorus was, yes, it had a little bit of repetitiveness, but it had enough to it to where it was not just the same thing over and over. It was, you know, repeatable. It's in my head already. Like, I'm singing it right now. Like, it it definitely had some substance. The verses were good. The last one was questionable ish, but I still kind of rocked with it. It was just, I've never heard somebody hello, like, I've never heard somebody really make that the bar, but I liked it. It was different. It's showing me something that I haven't seen before, and I'm liking that. And I'm appreciating these features because I've only known Mexican OT. That was really the only dude I knew out of this whole. Oh, and Ferg, and Ferg was kind of a, you know, so I'm really enjoying this album. Like, genuinely, really enjoying this album. So Got Me Geeked is next. I really enjoyed what he was going for. I just personally felt like he didn't hit it. Uh, I feel like that's kind of mean. He really did something here. I just don't know why I don't like it. Um, I don't know. Maybe something about his voice. I liked it though. Like, I didn't expect that at all. Like, that that caught me off guard, but it was still very. I'm putting it in A. Very impressed after listening to this entire album. I didn't expect that type of song, and the fact that he could kill it like that, is really impressive. Just because, like, how I'm looking at this and why I'm putting it in A, just because me personally, I'm not feeling it. Maybe that's a song that I listened to a few times and I'm in love with it, and I could see that potential. I could feel that in the song. I feel like maybe just the first listen, just I don't know, maybe I'm not in that kind of mood right now, whatever. But I I really could appreciate that as a good song. That's decent. That was, it was not like the rest of the album, and I can appreciate that for, like, stepping out of the comfort zone of the album and doing something outside of the box. So I'm putting that one in A for sure. I'm gonna listen to that again off camera, and maybe in the comments you'll see an updated opinion. I don't know. So next up we've got Cole Pimp. Or yeah, I guess Cole Pimp. I just wasn't a fan, man. I'm gonna keep it a buck 50. That's going in mid for me. It's going in B. Yeah, I don't think Ty Dolla Sign killed it. I don't think Juicy J killed it. I'm not really the biggest fan of Denzel's part either. Um, the beat was really nice, and that's probably why it's in B and not C, in my opinion. It just wasn't speaking to me, man. There wasn't enough. I don't know. They just weren't like in it, if that makes sense. I could feel just there wasn't a lot of. I didn't feel a overflowing well of soul, if that makes sense. So it's going in B for me, man. All right. So next up, we've got POP or Pop. Um, I feel like after listening to the song, it's POP, but um, I wanted to put it in S. I really did. I just felt like his features weren't there with him on that one, so I'm putting that one in A. The features didn't suck. They just didn't, in my opinion, add much. I mean, they added different vibes, but they didn't absolutely, shred. It wasn't, life changing, those features. So I'm putting that one in A. I liked the whole rest of the song pretty much. The beat was fire. The chorus was, I'd say A plus maybe, but just the features, man, they just weren't it for me. I just wasn't really vibing with them. So another late night, or another late night. I wouldn't. Don't want to hate. I really don't want to sound like a hater. He he made a great song. She did not follow through, in my opinion. In my opinion, they maybe could have switched the beat for her or something. Just there wasn't anything going on right for me. Like it just wasn't sounding right at all. It just sounded. So I don't know. It didn't sound like she really cared at all to me. And maybe that's just her style. I've never listened to her before, but it didn't seem like she had any energy or any. She was very very laid back, like in a chair with a drink and a like sunglasses on the beach, like just very relaxed. And I didn't vibe with that. I didn't. I felt like he was kind of spitting there, and he was telling a little story, and he was kind of laid back too. Of course, that's kind of like the name of the song, but it was just not. That just wasn't me. That was not me. I don't want to put it in C because I didn't dislike it, so I'm putting that in mid. I felt like either a different feature or something different with the feature would have been better. All right, so we've got wish list. I personally loved it. I don't think you could do much else. That was a good bop. Put it in an S tier. I don't think there's a surprise there. I really don't. That's kind of my style. I mean, Armani White killed it. Denzel Curry killed it. The beat killed it. The chorus was fire. Talk about girls come with a wish list, like, and you better knock them off your wish list. Like, eat, eat. I liked it. Nothing bad to say there. All right, so I'm listening on SoundCloud, and how it's posted on SoundCloud, there's not the features after the song title. You got to like be listening to the song to see the features. I personally am a crazy, crazy Ski Mask fan. I did not know he was on this album at all. Shit. What? That's S tier. That's the best song on the album. I don't know if these three. I don't see any way these three top that. Like, oh wow, that man Ski Mask came on and absolutely obliterated that. Like he was Yugi. Okay, like that was insane. Like he is the main character in this rap game, and no one wants to admit that. Nobody wants to admit how good Ski Mask is. Like, yeah, he takes forever to drop, but when those things come out, boy, they are diamonds every time. Like that, people be sleeping on Ski Mask, and I need them to chill out because Ski Mask is literally like S class, like royalty in the rap game right now. I don't know what people smoking. All right, so keeping it a stack with you. Still in the Paint is an absolute banger, certified in every which way. I mean, I this is a lot of S tier. This is a lot of S and A tier, man. I have not disliked one song pretty much at all. Like this is insane. I Still in the Paint. I've never heard of those two features, and they both killed it. Absolutely, by far killed it. Some of the better features on the album. Whoo, that is insane. Oh my sweet jolly goodness. We got a banger. Okay. Hoodlums is probably up there with Hit the Floor with me. Like that gave me vibes of like old XXX, old Ski Mask. Like that beat was so raw, and the way they hit that thing was so raw and so hard. Like you could feel the grit, you could feel the power, the energy, the respect for it. Like that was really beautiful. Like people want to talk about Mozart and all that, Beethoven, all the great old musicians. This that song, in my opinion, will be one of the top songs. In my opinion, that was crazy. All right, so the outro. I mean, that was an outro. I'm not. It wasn't as good as the other one, so I'm gonna put it in B. I mean, and nothing against it. It's just an outro. But I mean, yeah, man. Overall, I would have to say that's a 9.3, 9.4 out of 10 album. In all honesty, I've never really sat down and listened to Denzel, and I'm very happy I did. I didn't know there was Ski Mask on here. I didn't know there was Mexican OT on here. I didn't know about those two features on Hoodlums. Like, what an album, man! From the start to the finish, that had my attention. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed that every single second of it. I mean, even the interludes, the outro, the intro, it all had a purpose, and I mean that was beautiful. I said in my last video that Post Malone had album of the year with the country album. Honestly, if we're talking about people doing what they're good at, this is better in my opinion. This is a rap album. This is the best rap album I've heard so far this year, and probably last year too. So yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed. Drop an album in the comments if you want me to review it, and I'll get to you, man. Thank you. Stay safe.